Slipknot has given us a new track, and it is a doozy. Chapeltown Rag gets its first impression right here with Generally Nerdy. And our final reaction for this week, first impression I guess is more appropriate, is the new Slipknot track. Oh, I didn't know this was coming until the day before, much like most people, because they made the announcement that, hey, we're going to be releasing a new track tomorrow, and then apparently they played it in their November 5th performance, and I did not have tickets for the November 5th performance because I'm broke, I'm not going to lie. So, yeah. Super excited when I knew this one was coming. Had no idea what to expect because this is from the forthcoming record, presumably. Now, we did get the We Are Not Your Kind track that was not on the We Are Not Your Kind record, which is interesting. So this potentially could just be a one-off single like that, though we have no reason to believe one way or the other at this moment, so I'm putting it out there. This is likely going to be on the record. Anyway, the name of the song, Chapeltown Rag, is it is an interesting... So, a rag, from a musical perspective, is kind of what you would think of as like a bar tune from the 20s. Something that people can dance to and is really, really active in the bottom end. A lot of moving bass and a lot of like plinky on top that generally inspires people to drink and dance. This is a very crude definition of what a rag is, or ragtime is a form of jazz that was a lot more widely accepted when it was new. So having that part of the name kind of threw the expectations a little bit. It was like, well, last time when they did this and they released a single before the album came out, it was heavy, but it was very Slipknot. Very Slipknot single, I guess, is more appropriate, because Slipknot on the record versus Slipknot on the singles are kind of two different bands at times. This is not that. This is Slipknot on the record. This is like the comparison gets drawn a lot when Slipknot is working on new material. That this is as heavy as Iowa. This is as heavy as Iowa. I have made those comparisons myself, but only from a track-to-track basis. They will never be able to do an entire record that is as intense as Iowa, probably ever again. This song, though, feels right at home with all of those tracks on that Iowa record. This could be Iowa 2.0 in the best possible way that I'm saying that. I know that generally speaking, if you're stuck in a sound, that is a bad thing, and that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that this is that level of aggression with an increase in musicianship. All of the things that they have learned as artists since Iowa happened definitely are influencing this, but it is that level of intensity, and it's impressive. And it's not balls out, totally banging your head against the wall the entire time. There is definitely soaring. The choruses are rather soaring, like we have come to expect from Corey Taylor. Corey is doing this new thing with his vocal these days that I super duper appreciate, and he's trying these second drops. Instead of going down to the third, he's going down to the second, and it's very abrasive, but also when it's done the way he does it, it might not even be a second. It might be instead of the fifth, he's going to the fourth. Again, this is a first impression. I haven't really studied the track necessarily. So that being said, it's different. This is a different vocal delivery than you would expect from a band that has multiple top 40 singles, multiple top 40 records. This is proof that there is hope in society, that this band that puts out music like this is as popular as they are. This is amazing. If you haven't listened to it yet, go listen to it a dozen times. You absolutely must. If you are even kind of into heavy music, this should be on repeat. This was a first impression, not technically a reaction, but kind of. Also a little bit of review thrown in there just because that is the way my brain works. So if you liked what you saw here, there is a thumbs up, there is a subscribe button, there is a main channel, youtube.com/generally nerdy. Go check it out before we go always. Always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.